and welcome back to my channel. This is Katelyn from Katelyn Plans, and today I am with my Archer and Olive bullet journal. So it's not a planner, and I know you're probably thinking, Katelyn, this is a planning channel. I'm going to be using stickers and doing a little bit of setup today. I thought it might be interesting just to mix it up a little bit, but I have this A5 Archer and Olive journal. It's like a tan color with a little dog on it. I love it. I think it's so cute. I will leave a link to their website down below in case you are interested in purchasing your very own bullet journal from them. And I know my friend Plan with M has a discount code, so I'll try to include that in the description of this video as well. Okay, so I've been using this as like a media journal. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of the setup. So the front page, I have my According to Allie name sticker in there, and I just love the way that's set up. And then I tried to do like an intro page. I don't have everything like numbered out yet, so it doesn't have a page for movies, but this is what I had for January, and I was planning on putting like the stickers of the book covers on here, like a bookshelf. I did like a gallery wall theme for January. And then I have these two books that I read or started reading in January, so this is like how I'm doing the journal. And I'm not like a quick reader, and I have like very minimal time with school, so I'm not like reading a whole bunch, but I like the idea of having a setup for that. So this is what I did for January, and I haven't even like reviewed them or anything like that, but I'm going to be doing the February book setup in this video. And I'll show you what I have in the other half of this, because it's like a media journal, so it's books and movies. So this is like the cover of January for the movie section, which is about like halfway through it. And then I'm just like marking every single movie that I watched during the month, and I'm just going to give it like star ratings or something like that. And I'm watching a lot of really weird movies right now. Like my sister was like, you should watch Twilight with me. So we've got that in there, but we're focusing on this today. So February reading setup. I sketched out with a pencil what I wanted to do already for the February setup, and you can't tell the theme that I'm going for from this alone, and I'm just going to be doing the cover. I'm not even going to be bothering with like the pages for the books that I'm reading, because I'm not sure what those are going to be yet. I know I'm going to try to finish reading this one, The One to Watch, but I don't know if I'm going to get anything else in the February reading list beyond that, so we'll see what happens. And if that's the case, I don't really know what to do with a book that's split between 2 months. Anyway, I digress. We're just going to make the monthly setup, and it's going to be fine. So I'm going to be using some stickers from my own shop that actually released today, if this goes up on schedule. So these ones are the gemstone collection. So I have glistening gemstones, and these are the clear paper. So the little dot grid will show through them. That's kind of what I wanted. So I've got glistening gemstones, and then I have gemstone flora, so I can add some flowers in there. I'm going to be using these two sheets. I might have to bring in the paperbacked ones depending on how I plan this out, but that's what I've got sticker-wise. I also have this set of Archer and Olive acrylograph pens, which are essentially acrylic paint in a pen. And this is the Warm Fall selection. That's the set that I picked out. And I think these two are going to match really well with what I'm going for. So pulling those two out, it's not like Valentine's-y for February, but I thought it could be fun to use some stickers from my own shop. I have not used these pens before, and I'm still trying to figure out like a better storage solution for them. And I should also preface this video by saying I am not an expert bullet journaler by any means, nor am I an intermediate bullet journaler. I'm just someone who likes stickers and likes to draw, and I thought this could be fun to kind of play around with some different media and experiment with like, I've been kind of experimenting with my own sticker shop, like with kind of getting back into art. So I think this is the next logical step, is to like start making things on paper again. I'm trying to get these guys started because I probably should have prepped them in advance of the video. These are the 0.7 millimeter acrylographs, so they're a little bit thicker. They also offer a 0.3 variety. However, I knew I was going to be filling in pretty large areas with them, so I felt like maybe the 0.7 would be more useful for me, and then when I get like a little bit more advanced in my bullet journaling career, I can start building up my collection of like materials like the acrylographs in like a 0.3 or something like that. So I sketched out the letters for February, because this is going to be my February cover page. This area I'm going to use for goals. This is going to be that same kind of like bookshelfy thing where I use like come on. Oh, here we go. Where I use the stickers that I'll print them out. I'll go on Google and find like an image of the cover of the books that I'm reading, and I'll put them on sticker paper, and then I'll have like a little fake bookshelf in my, I wanted to say planner. This is not a planner. So that's the plan with that area. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with the box that I put underneath February. I just kind of added it in for visual interest. I wanted the one on the left half of the spread to be kind of balanced out. And I'm still getting these pens going, so they're a little streaky right now, but they should hopefully kind of blend into each other once I get enough of them on the page. There's a few different varieties of the acrylograph pens. I had a hard time deciding what I wanted. I was between this and the Jewel Tones, and I'm using Jewel Tones today, so I'm like, oh, I should have gotten that set. But I actually think this Warm Fall collection has a lot of the same like colors that I use in my own sticker designs, which is kind of why I gravitated towards it. I wanted to pick something that would pair well with like, I guess, my own aesthetic, if that makes any sense. And I'm in the process of like kind of rebranding my Etsy shop and figuring out the color palette for that. So I wanted to pick tones that would complement that, because I feel like a lot of my like planner stickers will be going forward in that color palette. I don't know how long this video is going to take, and I don't know how long this coloring is going to take. And maybe I should have considered that when I like theorized this video idea. I can always kind of fast forward and put it to music if I feel like it's taking forever and a half. And I feel like some of these little speckles that are showing through like of the page, if I let it dry, I can always go back and touch them up instead of trying to mess with wet paint. Because it is paint, so I assume if I touch it, I'm going to get paint on my hand. And that's not something I want to deal with right now. So I think in the spirit of trying to figure out these videos, I'm also gonna try to do like a speed up section in this. So I'm just gonna get through the E and the B, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm pausing the speed up for a second because I will share with you the tip that I'm learning as I continue through this. And I've mentioned this in previous videos that my channel is slowly turning into Katelyn tries and fails at using new art supplies. And I asked the question, is this endearing or is this just annoying? To which you responded, oh, I kind of like it. And by you, I mean Jen of Chappy Plans, who I will count as the every person. So what I'm learning is that if you press down slightly when you're drawing, the paint will simultaneously come out of the marker, like slowly, so you can like paint pen with it, instead of like press and then try to draw for a bit. So like slowly pressing down while you're using it seems to be the best course of action. This is my first time using these paint pens. I mean, I've used a paint pen before for, like, I don't know what I used a paint pen for, but I've used a paint pen before. So, like, I kind of understand, like, how a paint pen works, but I don't think I've used a paint pen for this large of an area. So, It's a little bit of a learning curve for me, but I'm having fun, and that's what matters here. And I don't know if these videos will become a reoccurring thing on my channel, but I do like trying out new art supplies. So this is a fun place to experiment that's not my planner. I feel like with the planner, you can only go so far with like the materials that you're using, because these are acrylic paint, so if I used them in my planner, I feel like they'd bleed through. But on this, the paper is like 160 GSM. I think that's what they tout on all of their little boxes. So no bleeding, no ghosting, lots of versatility with art supplies. Archer and Olive is like really high quality product, so highly recommend, especially if you're someone who's new to bullet journaling and just like starting to figure out or ask the questions of like, what do I need? And I'm no expert by any means, and I will keep repeating that throughout the course of this video. But as a beginner myself, I'm finding these to be like probably like exactly what I was looking for. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this letter. I still have time to go back and like touch up the rest of them, but round one is almost done. Okay, so that's done. It's a little spotty, but it's a good beginning for me. And then I'm gonna take this darker one. They don't have colors on them, do they? No, they don't have like a color name, but I think it's gonna be a darker blue or like an emerald green. I can't tell from the pen alone. I think it's an emerald green. And maybe that's not exactly what I want. Let me pick a different color. Okay, we're switching over to this one that's gonna be more like a rust, or like a mustard color. So I'm gonna get this pen started and I'll be back. And with this one, because I'm doing that like bookshelf kind of thing, I mean, it's not meant to look like bookshelves again, because I kind of already did that last month with the like gallery wall theme. And I have gallery wall stickers in my shop now, and I was very tempted to use them for this book setup. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't want to pick the same theme 2 months in a row. But some elements will move over. So this one, I think, kind of resembles like a wood color. And I'm okay with that. Like, originally I wanted to do like a dual tone of blue, but after realizing the other one was green, I didn't think that was a good idea. So we swapped, and here we are. And now I'm going to color in the little shelves with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up while I get this one and then this box done. Okay, so those are both filled in, and they're going to need a second layer, or touch-ups at least. And I'm starting to wonder if there's instructions included with these markers. of like the best angle to hold them at or something like that, because I'm realizing that certain angles work better for like dispensing paint than others do. Okay, so I'm back in the little holder thing, and I'm still looking for storage solutions, but tips for acrylograph pens. Wider tips are better for covering a larger surface. Okay, great. That's what we're working with. When layering colors, we don't need to layer colors. Excess ink. Choose transparent. Okay, none of this is really applicable to best drawing practices. Tips for blending. All right. Nope, that was not very helpful. I mean, I'm sure it's helpful in some situations, just not what I needed for my own, like, layout needs. We're gonna start with some stickers for now, and come back to the paint pens in just a minute. But I want to get some florals and some, like, gemstones on the pages already. This is my first time planning with these stickers, so I'm excited to see how they work out, like, on pages. I want to do a combination of the florals and the like gemstones, and I will like cut them to the edge of the page. I do need to be aware of the fact though that the corners on these pages are not like cornered, they're kind of beveled. So when I'm cutting them, I need to make sure that I'm like cutting along the edge of the page instead of just trying to do straight lines. I mean, something like this is a straight line, but if I'm putting things over the corner, I need to be extra attentive to what's going on. I'll take this extra little strip of it and go down here. And I just kind of wanted to do like the corners like that. And sure, I can work them in a little bit heavier on the other side of the page. But for this one, I just wanted to kind of keep it to the outer corners and really let the paint pen area be the focus. Although I'm kind of starting to regret letting that be the focus because it doesn't look the best. And it's nothing to do with the materials themselves. It's purely my own personal abilities here. And maybe it would have been easier to like start learning this new material off camera where I can like get close to it with my face instead of being kind of distanced so that the top of my head isn't within camera frame. But that would have been too easy. I need a challenge. I'm trying to cut that to the edge of the page, although this angle is not really working to cutting exactly. Okay. And here are those beveled edges I need to worry about. Nice. I think that one needs a little bit more. So there's pink gemstones on the glistening gemstones page, like the one that's more gemstone focused, but there's none on the floral page, just because I didn't draw them up until I started working on the gemstones page, and then I had already finalized the design for the florals, and I was like, I'm not going back in to make some of them pink. So if you want the pink ones, they come on the glistening gemstones, not the gemstone flora. And take this fragment of a blue floral to go up right there. And then I'm going to take another one of these tiny green ones that is stuck to my hand to go in that gap, and then I need like one more to crop off the edge of the page. Maybe I'll do another one of the pink ones. So I could do that bit of it. And in line with the flowers, because the flowers have like all these different colored accents on top of them, I feel like I could go back on top of the, like where I wrote February with like the white acrylograph and kind of do some doodles on it. That could be kind of fun. However, I'm going to take it off camera for a minute and just kind of do some touch-ups. Okay, so after the touch-ups, I think it looks a lot better. Definitely the opacity is what I wanted it to be. I do think it should not normally take 2 coats of the acrylograph to get it to like this opacity, and when I was doing it off camera, I was having an easier time, probably with like the angle that I was holding the pen, to get that opacity like the first time that I put the pen down, but it looks a lot better with those touch-ups being made. And then on the other half of the spread, I want to do kind of the reverse. So like this will be, or no, should this be the blue and then this be the brown? I think that's how I wanted to do it. Okay, so I'm going to take this pen, I'm going to go back to the speed up, and I'm going to go ahead and do this box in the blue. Okay, so I took that one a little bit slower, and I think it helped with some of the spottiness. Sure, there's places that need to be touched up, but not nearly as many as when I attempted to do the February letters on the other half of the spread. So I think just going slow is probably in my interest, or in my best interest here. And also like making sure that I'm getting the right angle with the pen. It's a lot easier when I'm like kind of down lower by the journal than if I'm trying to like take it from like the top angle. So that's what I'm learning so far. I have one last little section of paint penning to go. And I don't know, I feel like I already mentioned this, but I don't know if this is going to be like a type of video that I do on my channel all that often or even ever again. I'm not trying to do like a whole like rebrand, you know, Katelyn Bullet Journals, a subsidiary, I don't remember which word is which, of Katelyn Plans. Like, it's not going to be that. It's just going to be something that I kind of do for fun, maybe every once in a while. Maybe when I'm trying new materials that I can't try in my planner. I do like this idea of like testing new materials and really being creative with them, and that is the snowplow going by, because we're currently snowed into our homes still. Because they don't do very well, they don't do great on the road maintenance here, and we've had a giant snowstorm. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up while they beep their little snowplow sirens outside. And this paint dries pretty fast. I mean, that being said, you should still be working from like top of the page to bottom of the page so you don't smudge it, but like that's dry already. So I'm excited about this. Got to get some more stickers on this half of the spread though. I grabbed the sheet with the paper flowers because I want them to overlap onto this box up here. And because I don't want to navigate filling this in with the touch-ups around them, I'm going to first go and do the touch-ups on this. Okay, so now I can start with the stickers because that is looking very clean. Well, as clean as it's going to get. I'm going to take the paper ones and overlap onto this corner of the box to kind of form a little cluster. And I could use some of the clear ones to like layer over them, but then you would see through them. So I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with the paper ones for now. I'm playing around with the ones that kind of look like 4-leaf clovers, in addition to the larger blue one that I kind of have on that side of the spread. I'm going to take my scissors and just trim that up all nice and neat. And I think I like that corner cluster, for this half of the spread at least, better than these kind of corner clusters. So I'm going to do the same thing up here and build that one out. And I'll have to bring some gemstones in. I'll probably use the clear ones to keep the consistency with the colors at least. But I'm going to do the 2 floral corners on that box right there. I think that looks really cute. So grabbing my clear gemstones, and there's some smaller ones on the one with the florals. So I'll start there and work them into some of the areas surrounding them. Because I want this to be cohesive. I don't want it to be like florals on one half and then gemstones on the other half. I want it to like work together. So this like amber colored one's gonna go up there. I'm trying not to do only the triangle shaped ones because I feel like they work well with like the florals, but I also want it to like have some variation. So this one's gonna poke in from the side over here. And I'll cut it so that I have this portion for somewhere else in the spread, or you know, for the next spread that I make with these gemstone florals, because I do have a hunch that they're going to be making a reappearance at some point, probably in my like actual planner versus this bullet journal. And then this one's gonna go up here. I do have to remember, because this is like book bound, you have to like kind of crease it into the spine so that way when you fold it, it's not all wonky. So I think that's looking good. I'm taking more of the acrylograph pens. So this one is like a wine color, and I thought, you know, I think a lot of things. But I was thinking I would use this one to like kind of sketchily outline where it says February, and then the white one to do some detailing within the letters. So I'm gonna get these guys up and running and probably have to charge my camera in the meantime, because this video has been going for a while now. I'm sure when I get this like all edited and nice and clean for the internet, it'll end up being a lot shorter because I'll fast forward through things at like maybe 4 times speed. However, I can only work in 1 times speed in real life, so what you're seeing is not all of the time that it took to make this thing happen. Although this pen is like getting pretty close to ready. I'm finding that the more you use them, the easier it is to get good paint coverage. So maybe some of that initial streakiness was just because they were fresh pens and I still trying to figure out like what was going on with them, but I hope this is the right move. Maybe I should test this on like some side piece of paper to see if the coloration is right. Could even just do like a little dot of it down here. And if this all goes according to plan, I could do like some little polka dots. Oh yeah, that looks like a good color. So, gotta get my Taylor Swift sweatshirt out of the way so it doesn't get paint on it. It's kind of bold, but I like the color. And I'm not trying to get it aligned with the edges of the letters. I was actually trying not to do that, but maybe I'm a little too good at aligning. I'm gonna do a second coat where I purposefully don't align it with the letters or the edges of the letter. Okay. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, we're gonna try the same thing over on the E and hope that this beginner's luck doesn't wear off too quickly on me. So first I'm trying to line it nicely. And then second go, we'll go a little astray. Okay, I messed up already because I kind of made the pen sputter. Learning how to avoid that in the future, because I'm not entirely sure what I did to make it do that, but it's nice. It's not too bad. So, oh, and I could even use the blue to go over it again to just touch it up. That's the nice thing about like heavy coverage pens like this. I think it's probably like a regular paint pen where drawing in an upward direction makes the pen angry. So I'll try to avoid doing that in the future, but okay. I needed a break from my wrist, but I can pick up where I left off. Looking good, and then these will need the same like little outlineies. I think this brings it back to the jewel tones a little bit better too. So we've got whatever that is going on over on February, and I'm gonna make that happen over here on this blue box to keep the vision going. And I'm just doing it on the areas that are visible. I'm not even gonna try to go like over the florals. And as a reminder, I'm intentionally trying to do it messy. This isn't, like, I'm sure I could get it even if I tried, but I'm trying to make it look a little like sketchy or doodly. Okay, looking good. This looks like it dried, so I'm gonna take this and just fill in the area where the paint pen sputtered on me. Oh yeah, that cleaned up nicely. Okay, so we've got that going for us, and then I'm gonna get the white pen prepped and ready to go to kind of doodle in the February letters. I got the white pen up and running, so I'm gonna do some of the like doodles that I did on these flowers, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna take it and hopefully, was working a second ago. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna do some like polka dots down the spines of these letters. The white is pretty opaque on top of the other colors. Like you can still kind of see the blue through it. And I think that's just because I just started it or just got it ready for usage, but that's what I'm thinking for the letters. I'm gonna go ahead and do it on the other two, and I'll be back in a sec. Yeah, I like the way that turned out, and I'm gonna do a similar thing with it around the edges of this box. And I'm not gonna do the whole box, I'm just gonna do the little corners of it. So something like that. And what I was thinking when I was testing the wine colored pen, I'm gonna do some little polka dots over in the floral sections to really bring the colors out to kind of the periphery of the pages. So I'm gonna do the same kind of polka dots that have like a hole in the middle. And because this is an acrylograph pen, I can actually draw on top of the like clear stickers, which should be fun. I hope it dries all right, but I can like go on top of them. All right, that looks good. And then this box is gonna be for my like goals of how many books I'm gonna read. So I'm gonna actually write like goal in the upper left-hand corner using this paint pen. I'm not gonna get too fancy with it. I just wanna write out the word goal, or goals, I guess. Even though I know I only have one goal that I am attempting to do in this little reading journal, and that is read books. Okay, I don't know what else this needs. I think I'm gonna call it good on this. I don't know how like I could improve it. I think I'm pretty happy with this for the first try with the acrylograph pens. So there you have it, my February reading journal cover pages in my Archer and Olive bullet journal. It was a rough one. This took a lot of struggle, but I'm happy with the way it turned out, and I think I can build from this starting place. So this isn't going to be like the end all be all of this journal. This is kind of like a place to grow from. So I'm happy with it, and I do like the acrylograph pens. I do recommend them. So I think I'll be using those in future videos, either in this journal or in my actual planner. I know Mary Ellen from Planning with Bumble uses them to like recolor stickers, so I might have to try that out at some point. They go pretty well over the clear stickers, so I'm excited to see like what possibilities these bring to my planning, and I also just have a lot of fun planning with stickers from my own shop. And there you have it, my February cover page. If you like this video, hit that like button down below. You can also subscribe to my channel for more fun planner-related content, and follow me over on Instagram at Katelyn Plans, where I share after the pen photos, as well as photos of spreads that did not get videos. Thanks for watching, and happy planning!